Hey everybody, it's Kevin, and this is your vibe of the day. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. I love that little intro video that I created last week. Sometimes I surprise myself with the things that I kind of figured out how to do. Anyway, I hope you're well. I'm well. I had a lovely, rested Halloween weekend. I didn't come on yesterday. I overslept. There you go. There you have it. Overslept for me means not getting up at 3:30 or 4, but getting up at 5 around then. It was glorious. I enjoyed the rest and the relaxation. But let's get right to today's card message. Right here we have the Lord Shiva. I think that we brought in the other day his son, which would have been Ganesh, the remover of obstacles. Well, so Lord Shiva is the transcendence from fear into confidence, into power, into being able to just push through and move past the limiting beliefs that create fear, that create ego, that create nonsense, that create limitations, all those stories we've built up that come. And I've set the little setting here with all my crystals and my spheres, and I've got some shungite here, and then a little smoky quartz point, and then over here my friend, she gave me some celestite. I think this is what it is. This is calcite. Um, anyway, all of my little crystals over here. I got a quartz crystal there that, if I look through it, has these inclusions in it, rainbows in it. And then, of course, I've got a smoky quartz back here that I got from Brazil. And I didn't go to Brazil. A man from Brazil brought it. And then my lovely, lovely oh, this is just so intense, this sphere. It is a arvestonite. And arvestonite is a manifestation stone. My good friend makes jewelry and bought some pieces of it to fasten into jewelry, and said it was the most obnoxious stone to try and work with because it doesn't like to be held, it doesn't like to be worked with. It's got like a mind of its own. Quite powerful. Anyway, I'm digressing away from what Lord Shiva's message is, and my message here for you today, which really simply is just got to give thanks for being led to everything that's for your highest good. And why do you not believe it's for your highest good? Even when things get moved away, pushed aside, shoved about, it is ultimately for your highest good. And that sounds very counterintuitive when people are sitting in their soup of lack, or sitting in their soup of just not going anywhere fast. Well, sometimes you can't get from one place to the next without paying attention to the steps along the way. It's a bit like in my profession of doing hair, no hairdresser likes to read pages full of instructions of how to use the product. They just go right ahead, mix it up, and do whatever they need to do with it. Well, yeah, no, you have to take the steps. It's like one of those IKEA boxes. It looks great in the display. It looks lovely when you look at it around their vignettes they've set up. But then all of a sudden you've got this flat pack box that you now have to learn how to put together. And they've done a very good job of putting the pictures and showing you what you need. And you set forth. This screw goes here. This is step 1. This is step 2. But in the last few decades, we have learned to collapse time. We want to go from point A to point Z, and we really don't want to wait in line in between. Well, sometimes you have to. If you know you're going to be late for something, or you're not anticipating the traffic, give yourself extra time. I think in the last perhaps 20, maybe 30 years, the human time-space reality has been rush, 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 rush. This word multitasking. No. You can do things at the same time, but don't overload the circuits when you keep on piling on more obligations, more responsibilities, more. It gets to the point where there's too much. You've got to do less to be more. You have to talk less to hear more. You have to listen more to experience more. And that's really what it's about. So Shiva comes as the Lord of Transcendence. He is one of the three male gods in the Hindu religion. Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu. And I love learning about the Hindu religion, the Buddha religion, and in religion I mean the way they follow, the way that they worship, the way that they worship and they celebrate life. They celebrate life with all kinds of parties, all kinds of gatherings. I mean, I think Thursday is the celebration of light. It's called Diwali. And those of you who might have seen images of it, they get in the streets with all kinds of different colored paints and they dance around in all of this. I mean, really, who would not want to be part of that glorious mess? It's gorgeous. All right, so rise up, honor your inner force, and know that the steps are being given for you to dance with the universe. Dance and clap and sing and move around. The Lord Shiva comes right now to wake up your sense of connection to life, to earth, to really the essence that's running through you. You're moving through deep transitions, and things from the end of the transitions are going to be clearer from this point. You're going to know exactly what you want to do, what you need to do, where you need to be. So right now is a powerful time for you to transcend past all the limits, past all the ideas that you can't do things and know that you can. Because the things that you've learned that you cannot do, somebody set that up for you. So you're going to push past that. It's time for you to get innovative, get creative, start looking up towards the stars and start taking in the essence of life and travel in your dreams. Shiva is actually the Lord, the leader of whatever is dancing in life. Shiva also moves with that sacred sound of Om. It was one of the things that when I went through yoga teacher training, at the beginning, we made that sound of Om 3 times. It sort of started way down the deep in the belly, and then the second time you breathe in, it comes up more in the sort of this rib area, and then of course the third time you move on up in higher registers of your chest. And I never really understood it, not because I think you shouldn't understand it, but no one really bothered to explain it. What is this? Where does it come from? Why do you vibrate with this? And when you make that sound, that deep sound in your body, it's just, it lifts everything. Well, you know, think the teacher wanted to get on with the class, wanted to get on with moving you around, wanted to make the room hot, 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 so you could sweat like crazy. And I noticed that the practice of yoga wasn't really so much about that deep devotion to spirit and that deep devotion to a higher self, a higher purpose. It ended up being that way for me. But in the very beginning, until my real teacher showed up, it was all about being able to get from here to there, move this way and that way. And I watched people contort themselves into fabulous poses, knowing that that pose was not for me because my body type wasn't that way. Rather than saying, find a way that your body type works with, find your own path, which is really what the practice of yoga is. It's about connecting you to your divine path, which is why the poses that you find the most challenging is teaching you to find the road less traveled, to find the road less challenging, to release the ego, to not be so hell-bent on comparing yourself with other people, comparing yourself to this body, that body. And this is where it all gets to be weird, where it all gets to be a little off center. The transcendence into who you are and what you're meant to be is happening right now. It's going on right now. This discovery that, oh my goodness, I am more creative than I ever thought I could be or would be. And the discovery that while you've been helping other people who are not helping themselves, trust me, people, They're going to keep on knocking on your door asking for your help. They're not going to help themselves. They're not going to grow their own pair. Seriously. You can gather up with people that have learned how to help themselves. And now you're at the precipice, I like to call it the VIP lounge, where we're like, wow, okay, let's go do it. Those that hold you up, those that have your back, those that lift you when you're feeling a little bit, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can do anymore. All right, yes, you can. Let's just take a break. Here's a banana, a cup of coffee, rest. But we're going to continue because you're not going to stop now. Those are the people that you tumble through the journey of life with. Those are the people that Lord Shivas and the Ganeshas and all of the deities and the faith belief comes and says, yes, come on, we can go. It's quite fascinating. Whatever you want to learn will be presented to you, but it has to be for your greatest good. And sometimes what we have to learn that is for our greatest good, leading me to my greatest good, requires us to release, cut, let go, and dump what was not. Habits of a lifetime, this lifetime, not very long. Took us a long time to get here, won't take so long to undo it. But requires dedication, requires that feeling that it's already there, it's already happened. You've got to get the feeling of, oh yeah, I've arrived, thank you, yep, I've got it, I'm here, before the coming and getting comes along. Make sense? So what's happening in your life right now, what's going on right now in this minute, is what you were thinking about before, what you've been perpetuating. So if you still think you're not creative, if you still think you don't artistic, if you still think you're not this and you're not that, well, that's what's showing up. That's what your life is saying. No, you're not. Here's your limits. Yeah, you are. You're right. Here's limits. There's this box around you. There's nowhere for you to go. Stay in your box. Stay in your lane. Stay in your pointing fingers and your blame and all your drudgery and all this. Stay there. That's where you can be. Or right over there, right through that passageway. The passageway of you don't know. The passageway of what gets set up for you. It's a bit like, if I look at this in my own life, I can say, ooh, this is the painting I don't want to look at and I wouldn't want on my walls, right? That painting that's behind that curtain is something that I get to create right now. So what do I want that to look like? What do I want that to be? And when I open those curtains up, what do I want to see? What do I want to see through that window? I've always been that way since I was little. No, I don't know. I want to, let's go see where that goes. Those people look like they're going somewhere interesting. Always been. So those little niggle bits of curiosity, nosiness, ooh, that is that pathway that leads you somewhere bigger, greater. Makes sense? All right, I'm going to read from Melody Beatty's book. I cleaned and tidied up my space this weekend. Well, just kind of decluttered. I got some more to do, but it's okay. Put a little wagon over here because it was all over on the floor and it was a big mess. What does Melody Beatty have to say? And I'm asking if there's a guide or a spirit that wants to come in. They don't. No, you've got this. You've got this. You're good to go. All right then. November. We're in the 2nd. I missed the 1st. See how much easier life can be. I think this fits. The old way said, do, push, push, push. Only when the work was done could we allow ourselves to rest. But when the work was finished, we often forgot the reward to reward ourselves. That's so important. The old way won't work anymore. We have learned too much, come too far. Our body won't let us. Our heart will object. No. Let the work be more fun. Oh, I like that. Don't push yourself so hard. Let your actions be effortless, an easy result of learning to focus and learning to trust your inner timing. Learn to let your actions spring naturally and easily from that point. Let your inner voice and your life guide you into breaks while you're working, while you're focusing on tasks. Stop fearing it won't get done. Stop worrying if you're doing it well enough. Take breaks when you need to and really let go. Take time at the end of the task. Take time to reward yourself, to feel pleasure, to play at the end of the day. See how balance occurs when we trust our heart. See how much easier life can be when we live it from our heart. See how balance occurs when we trust our heart. See how much easier life can be when we live it from the heart. When you live your life from love, when you live your life from that unconditional feeling of love, feeling of looking up at the sky, even if you're watching the different colors of the autumn leaves if you're in the northern hemisphere, or the spring blossoms if you're in the southern hemisphere. And that's really quite fascinating as well. Whatever is happening right now and here is happening right now and here everywhere on the planet, not just wherever you live and whatever town you're from. It's happening all over. And I think we're having a witnessing of that. We're having an epiphany of that. The old ideas that we were growing up with are falling away. This idea that you have to go or that to work and the work has to be drudgery and that you have to stay chained to this desk or stuck to this cubicle or somewhere until a ding 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 it's time to go. Who says it's time now to experience? But we couldn't. Culture and the ways that commerce was kept it all kind of like controlled. And now watch. Folks are realizing and waking up that they are allowed to be who they want to be. And others are seeing it. They're trying to control it. They're trying to say, no, you got to be at work at 3 o'clock. Yeah, well, I'm not going. Oh, that's terrible. No, it's not. It's a choice. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. There's a fear and confidence too. Am I doing it right? Oh my goodness. How many times have I said that? Am I doing it right? I had a conversation with a friend yesterday who's also an artist. He said, how many times did you do what you do in the beginning? And it was not quite right. It was like, oh my goodness. You had to learn your craft, whatever you practiced on. We're still doing it. The challenge is, whoever taught us that what we did wasn't right was really cruel and unkind about it. Wasn't compassionate, empathetic. I remember listening to criticism, and criticism was harsh. It didn't just come with, what would you think about making that slightly better, or what do you feel is off with that? The criticism came with, let's see, what's one? That looks like a dog's dinner. That was one. What in the hell do you call that? That was another one. And we were talking about haircuts and hairstyles. Yeah, one side's longer than the other. Well, I don't know that they wanted this, or that hairdo looks like a Muppet. I mean, all these things, which I think at the time, the person giving that criticism may have thought it was light-hearted banter and fun. But to the person who put in all this effort, tried their hardest, and really worked at it, it was ridicule and made them feel small, made them feel ridiculous, made them feel insignificant, and truly, honestly, probably made them say, I am never going to do that again. I can imagine people that I was in class with as a student, a grade school student, thinking those things, wanting the floor to swallow them up because they worked hard and it just didn't work. Listen, not everybody's going to be a virtuoso musician or a Rhodes Scholar or going to be able to run track and get there faster than anybody else. We're not all built the same way. Thank goodness. What a boring place that would be. If tall people, all you had was tall people, that would just be so boring. There'll be no choice. You know, if all you had on the planet, well, yeah, I could go on and on and on, but I won't. Let's just finish this off with a small dedication to ourselves, a small meditation, kind of. So just get seated where you are. Let your eyes drop down. Let your palms face upward. Take a breath in and exhale slowly. Another breath in. Let it out slowly and controlled. One more time. Release. Keep doing that. Slow inhale. Slow and controlled exhale. And notice your central nervous system. Your thoughts are going to your breath that's coming in. And your thoughts are going to your breath as it's going out. Very simple, nothing complicated. This art of closing down and being quiet and getting to the root of your soul does not have to be this overly complicated, filled with music, and I mean, that's lovely. But simply being quiet and deep breathing. Breathe in what you want down the road, up ahead, through that curtain in your life. You can breathe in abundance. Exhale, let go and dump out fear. Breathe in love. Exhale, let go of grief. Breathe in joy. Exhale, let go sadness. Breathe in freedom. Exhale, let go control. And then as you sit breathing in, find that feeling within your body, within your belly, within your heart, within your soul, wherever you believe that soul to be. Find that place that blossoms and blooms, that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel grateful. You can think of a person or a place or a situation and don't try to conjure it up. Just be in the knowing of a time and place, space and person, thing that you willingly know brings you this joy. The ability that you have to turn a situation from something that's laden with egoic fear into something that's glorious with love and expansion and freedom and hope. You have the capacity to do it in an instant. The feeling that is not so great, the feeling that isn't so good, the feeling that isn't how you want to feel is presented to you for you to change it, alter it, be free from it. And then we simply sit in this space of euphoria, gratitude, grace, love, peace, harmony. And then thank you, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, the Mother Earth and Father Sky. Thank you for revealing your presence and your blessings. I am grateful that you're here. Thank you for revealing to me what I need to know and leading me where I need to go for my ultimate highest good and the highest good of all those I care about. Thank you for the abundance of wisdom, the abundance of creativity, the abundance of appreciation, the abundance of love. Thank you for the abundance of curiosity. I declare and proclaim that I am safe, I am free, I am open, receptive to allow my highest good and claim my worth now. You bring your hands to heart center. Lift your thumb knuckles to your third eye center. Then together we bow and say namaste. The light in me, the love in me, the joy in me, the effervescence in me honors that in you. And this is the end of your daily spiritual practice. Until next time, go out there, create, be free. Bye.